Regular human society or cryptid-filled beach town. At least one thing is consistent. The beauty of the weekend. Oh, thank God it's Saturday. My first issue of the weekly came out yesterday. It could have done with some more polishing, but Roger thought it was solid, so I'm okay with it as my first one. Evie called yesterday to thank me again. Apparently, some people had already contacted her about being students at the school in the future, so that's pretty cool. It's strange working for a paper in such a small town. Your writing really has an effect. Not saying other big papers don't have the same power, but as a journalist, it's not something you really get to witness firsthand unless you're a Woodward or a Bernstein. It's almost 11 now. I actually slept in today. It was nice to laze around for a little bit. Read in bed, eat breakfast for lunch. I'm a fan. But the real world beckons as always, and before I meet up with Lizzie and Francisco this afternoon, I have to do some chores. Mainly laundry. I'll never figure out how my laundry piles up so fast. I feel like I washed everything in my closet yesterday. I ventured out to a restaurant last night. Roger and some of his coworkers from City Hall were going out to a little Thai place off of Main Street, and he invited me to come along. Wanted me to introduce myself to the people I'd probably be talking to about any government news stories and such. It was nice, actually. I mean, eating spaghetti and meatballs while a vampire and a siren were debating tax increases was a bit odd, but it felt good to have company for dinner. None of them know what I am, as far as I know. Roger said that besides himself, the only person who knows I'm human is Lizzie. He felt really bad about telling her. He apologized probably a dozen times, but it doesn't seem like she has a problem with it, so I assured him it was fine. I haven't been doing a fantastic job with keeping up appearances, though. Every time I see some new cryptid or some crazy goings-on, I gawk like a 5-year-old at a magic show. My only saving grace is that most people consider some initial shock to be pretty normal for newcomers. I guess not a lot of them have lived in cryptid communities in the past. Roger told me not to lie, though, that it'd be better if I was honest about the human thing, instead of making something up, if anyone ever asked. "No one's gonna eat you," he said. "They'll just get all huffy if they found out you lied." Thank God, honestly. I'm a terrible liar.
Welcome to town.
You are essentially the one-woman band running Water's Edge Weekly.
Maybe being in Water's Edge will be different.
You're not exactly as strange as the rest of us.
You're not a cryptid, are you?
Cryptid Cape, Episode 3. An outing with an oracle.
She's still gonna come into work, and I told her I really wouldn't mind covering, but she insisted.
Ugh, she can be stubborn with that sort of thing. Oh, hey, Avra. You actually came by.
You thought I wouldn't?
Oh, I mean, I didn't really.
Francie thought you were too scared. Said you'd be running out of town after a week of absurdity.
I did not. Don't listen to her.
Nah, I was more skeptical than him. Didn't think you'd stick around long enough for a formal tour.
Yeah, stuff is pretty strange around here, but I don't think I'll just up and leave. I did sign a 6-month lease after all.
Glad that's what's keeping you.
Where at?
Down near the beach.
Oh, nice. What street? Or are you right on the water?
You know what? I can't even remember. Stupid brain, always forgetting things.
Forgot your address, right.
Well, before we begin our epic tour of this lovely little town, Francie's got some coffee concoction for you to try.
I do indeed. I call this one the Raspberry Sea Breeze.
Oh, wow, that's delicious.
Thanks.
All right, let's get out of here.
I decided not to record during our little tour. I don't know, it just felt too clinical, Like if I left the recorder on, it would mean that I thought of Lizzie and Francie's friendly gesture as more of a business venture. Probably not a great follow-up to the awkwardness with Francie. The tour was nice, though. A lot of bits and pieces that reminded me of Westchester and the towns we used to vacation at during the summer. Mom and Dad have gone to a different beach town every year since they started dating. It's become a family tradition, and I've gone with them since I was born. I wonder if they ever pass through Water's Edge. I mean, there are so many beach towns, those chances are pretty slim. But I think they would like it here. It seems pretty nice. The first thing Lizzie explained to me is that the island's broken into informal sections. There's the main drag, incorporating the area that surrounds Main Street and Ocean Avenue, which is the street that connects the ocean to the mainland bridge. Then there's the beach, obviously, and Trust Fund Alley, where all the giant rental houses and most expensive hotels sit waiting for rich parents to stick their kids there for the summer. Despite the name, Francie said there aren't usually too many like that. He said there were some nice people that did stay in that part of the town, but Lizzie seemed to disagree. Desi's house falls into the Beach Burb area, named as such because it's the closest thing to a suburb that one can get on this island. That's where most of the houses sit, rentals and permanent residencies alike, with a few businesses scattered here and there. After that, the only other thing is the boardwalk, which seems like a pretty awesome place to hang out during the summer. I'll have to hit it up if I'm still here. It's 1.5 miles long, and typically dotted with pop-up shops and food carts, according to Lizzie and Francie. There's a community center attached to one end, and a little pier with amusement park rides on the other. Most things are closed for the season already, but the amusement park opens every Friday and Saturday for the folks in town, and the community center is open all year, doing concerts and other events and things. Apparently both are owned and operated by a trio of fairies. So there's that. But yeah, that's the island. Well, there is another area near the shores of the bay. Residents call it the wetlands on account of all the marshy grass. It's buggy and unstable and not a great place to build a house. A few people do call it home though, so we decided to go by. We were walking down the closest town road to the wetlands, trying to avoid the mud puddles that had accumulated in half-developed potholes. And then I heard something that made me turn my recorder on.
I really hope the recorder's catching this.
Catching what exactly?
You don't hear that weird whispering? It sounds like it's coming from... I actually don't know where it's coming from.
Are you screwing with this, Avra?
No, of course not. How can you guys not hear it? Hold on.
I stopped the tape so I could play it back to see if I was capturing anything. Lizzie and Francie's confusion was making me question if I was hearing things. But when I played it back for them, I heard it there. Quiet under our voices, but clear as day. And neither of them heard it. Lizzie was giving me a look of straight confusion, but Francie seemed to be concerned. Started asking me if I was feeling alright. I laughed it off and pretended I was just confusing whispering with the whistle of the wind through the marsh grass, and they both seemed to relax. We left after that and ended our tour with a trip to Grimaldi's Italian restaurant. They wanted to show me the fanciest food on the island, but when we got there we decided that splitting a pepperoni and red pepper pizza sounded way better than any pasta dish. Francie's dad happens to own the joint, which I guess is why we went, so the manager gave us our food for free. Instead, he took payment in embarrassing Francie with telling Lizzie and I a couple baby stories. Today was nice. I realize I keep describing everything with that same word, nice. But, I mean, it is, and I guess I just don't know this place well enough to give it a more descriptive word than nice. But Lizzie and Francie are pretty cool people. I don't know why they're going out of their way to make me feel like I belong here. I know having friends is a thing, but Lizzie knows about me, and I'm sure she told Francie too. I just can't see why they'd be so keen on making quick friends with a human. Especially if that human's me. I would like them as friends, though. Maybe I should stop trying to sabotage myself and embrace the possibility that somebody might actually want to hang out with me. My, oh my, wouldn't Dr. Francis be proud? I should sleep. Good night, recorder. Sweet mechanical dreams. It's there. The whispers are there. I know they are. I couldn't sleep. They just kept replaying in my head like an earworm. It's some foreign language I can't place. And the voice? I don't even know how to describe this voice. It moves like one entity, rising and falling and enunciating exactly as a voice should. But there are tones to it. Layers, almost. As if 5 or 6 or maybe even 10 people are speaking in perfect unison. It's not a hallucination. It can't be. They never persist for this long, and it's definitely not the wind. I can hear the grass rustling, and it's a separate sound. I need to go back.
Hello.
Roger, hey. It's Avra.
Oh, hello. What can I do for you? Oh, wonderful job on that first issue, by the way. I finally got around to reading it last night. Really incredible job. I especially love the Go Chase photos. Francisco sure is a trooper when it comes to wrangling those guys.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Now, I'm sure you called for a reason. What can I help you out with today?
Well, I was calling to see what you knew about the wetlands area of the island.
The wetlands? What about it? I mean, there's lots of bugs and mud, and a few hermits cooped up in their hobbit holes, but...
Well, I was wondering if you knew of any residents who live around there who have some sort of, whispering ability?
You're looking for people who can talk softly. I'm not sure that's a Cryptid exclusive ability, Avra.
Of course. I should clarify. It's like a sort of whispering that doesn't seem to have a single source. It's as if it's coming from all around you, like multiple people are speaking in time.
Well, that does sound like something a little bit less human, doesn't it? But I'm afraid I don't know anyone around that area who engages in anything of that sort, or anywhere on the island, really. Did you hear something while you were down there?
No, I didn't. I got an anonymous tip about it. It sounded strange, but I thought it was something that was worth looking into. My mistake.
No skin off my back, Avra. Glad you're staying aware of everything going on. I'd much rather you be too curious than not curious enough in your profession. I've got to run. I have to tend to my garden. But let me know if you need anything else. Looking forward to that next issue.
Thanks. Talk to you soon. Okay, look, I realize this is a bad idea, going out here on the edge of town at night without anyone knowing where I am. Oh. Shit, okay, yeah, that just sank in. Maybe I should have told someone where I... There it is again. It sounds like it's coming from... behind me? But also to the sides, maybe even from above? It should be super unsettling, right? But it's not. It's actually kind of soothing. Huh. Maybe if I...
Avra. Hey, Avra.
Francie?
Get in the car, come on.
What are you doing here?
What the hell, Avra? You literally just got here and you're already trying to get yourself killed?
How did you know I was here?
Lizzie saw it. She's working, so she sent me to check on you. Thought you might do something stupid. Guess she was right.
I'm doing my job.
Last time I checked, being an editor doesn't involve walking into a monster-infested marsh. Bad people live there, Avra. Bad cryptids that were banished out here for a reason. They're powerful and don't respect the rules we've made to protect visiting humans. You were following a voice, right? Speaking Latin?
Latin, that's what it was. You heard it too?
No, only some humans can. It's a dark siren song, and following it will get you killed. I didn't realize that's what you were hearing until a couple hours ago. Lygia lives out here, and she's a siren from the depths of the Atlantic, and she's been working her magic on unsuspecting tourists and sailors for centuries. We put wards up during the summer to keep regular tourists away, but without the humans in town, it's not worth the effort. I forgot it was even an issue. None of the cryptids in town can fall to the song. I'm sorry for spooking you. There are dangerous things here, but I'm not one of them, and neither is Lizzie. You can trust us, and you should. You seem cool. I don't want you getting eaten or something.
Eaten?
I mean, that's very unlikely. There's like one cryptid I've ever known who actually eats people, and that was in Canada. Sorry.
It's okay. Thanks for rescuing me.
Anytime. Just don't make it a frequent thing. Doesn't do good for my anxiety.
Of course. Do you want to ride home?
That would be amazing.
So, no more trips to the wetlands. At least not by myself. After I dropped Francie off, I texted Lizzie to thank her for looking out. She said she was glad I was still in one piece and would have come herself to rescue me, damsel in distress style. But she had a full dining room to attend to. That siren song is still stuck in my head. It's like a creepy Latin lullaby. I don't want to go to sleep with it replaying like this. I feel like that's a bad thing. Desi has a piano here. A baby grand, I think. Maybe I can dig up some of those middle school lessons. Oh, what a maestro. Good stuff, Avra, good stuff. Maybe I could... Hello?
Avra Nunez?
Yes, this is she.
This is Officer Jenkins. I hear you're the new editor-in-chief of the weekly?
Yes, that's correct.
Good. Could you meet me at the water tower? Right now. We have something you might be interested in.
Thank you for listening to episode 3 of Cryptid Cape, an outing with an oracle. The show is created and produced by me, Victoria Pereira. I also voice Avra. The voice of Lizzie is Christina Rose Hargis. The voice of Francisco is Aubrey King. The voice of Roger is Christopher Medina. The voice of Officer Jenkins is Michael Manaloto. Our theme song is Pink Nights in Ohio by Ryan Anderson. The other songs featured in this episode were Fender Bender by Bad Snacks, After All by Geographer, Far the Days Come by Letterbox, and Nidra in the Sky with Eiler by Jesse Gallagher. Our cover art was created by Christy Duprey. Be sure to subscribe to Cryptid Cape so you don't miss our next episode. We publish every 2 weeks. In the meantime, check us out on Facebook at Cryptid Cape Podcast or Twitter at Cryptid Cape. And tell your friends if you enjoyed this episode. It means the world. See you next time.